pwomise? What's your problem? I am here! Ah, nailed it. Hey, screw you, bird brain. We ain't done squat.
You ruined our fun! Now you'll pay!
Awesome flip! And punch!
What's up everyone, Sag here, and today I'm actually bringing you a pretty interesting build. Now, definitely not the best one, but a cool one for sure. And this has to do with Mosquito, Toad, and Toucan. Now, you hear the combination of those names and you go, well, what can the build possibly be? And why does it have Toucan in it? Well, not because I'm obsessed with the anime Africa No Salaryman, definitely not. Toucan is a very, very interesting unit, though. Being able to give the pets behind you the food that it had before is always really, really cool. And today we're actually going to be using chili. Whoa, chili pepper. Never thought you'd hear that one. So yeah, actually using Toad with chili is pretty decent. You know, it's not bad. There's only so many foods that Toucan can actually pass off because you can't really do a pepper or a melon unless like you have whale eat it or something. But then that's we're not in the test server yet, so. But with this, actually, the main premise behind it is to get a Toad, use Mosquito to either pop some melons or peppers, whatever it is, or if they don't have it, then the Mosquito just will instantly apply weakness because of the Toad, because of course it deals 1 damage, and then we're going to use the Toucan to actually do extra damage with the chili. And when it dies, it will actually give the chili to the units behind it so it can keep doing that extra damage with the splash. So instead of dealing 5 damage to the unit behind, it's actually 8. Holy, that's a lot of damage. That's not the only thing, though. Of course, being able to have splash is also really good. If they do, of course, have a melon as well, then it works like that. So we spend a lot of time looking for a lot of mosquitoes. We want preferably a level 3 mosquito pretty early on, because of course we know that we're going to keep it the whole game, so that's kind of the way to do it. And as you can see, we already have the early Toad as well. So Toad plus Mosquito here in the early game is pretty good. Those hits are basically always going to mean that they have weakness. It's kind of like better than a bat. I think I tried to use this with bat originally, but if you do have a team that, you know, has summons or has like a lot more than 3 big units, or like say your bat just doesn't hit the units that they need to, Toad is a bit better for this because of course you can get up to 6 triggers. So that's why we opt for Toad here. Also, Toad is a little bit better as its positioning basically always is going to be in the back. With Bat, you can switch it up a bit, but I just feel like Toad has a lot more uses. And getting this double Dragonfly here is actually insane. This game was pretty lucky. I tried this a few other times and was always lacking on the stats department because we could easily get the build going, but we never had enough stats to make it through. Chili on Toucan doesn't do the most damage you can expect. So we try to get them as big as possible, and this is definitely one way to do it. Double Dragonfly, we are hitting all the 1, 2s, and 3s properly. We just have to make sure positioning is correct. And this is actually before the Dragonfly change. So a little bit before that. I've had this game for, you know, probably a week or 2. And just been waiting for the right time to share it. And you saw the turn before there was a Vulture in the shop. Now I could have easily gotten Vulture in, but we're like, no, we're not going scum today. We're actually trying to do this right. You know, we want to do it the old-fashioned way. So of course I want to make sure that it's basically all Toad, Toucan, and Mosquito doing the brunt of the work, we'll say. And since Toad is always going to be getting buffed, it was kind of weird that I left it at level 1. I probably should have got it to level 2 or 3 pretty quickly. But since we already had the level 2 and 3 Mosquito, it was just like, well, we probably have to keep it that way for a little bit. And now what we're looking for is a chili for our Toucan, and then of course a little bit more scaling is always good. And then probably to round out the team, we probably want another pet that deals damage to the enemy. So Octo is probably going to be the best bet for that. And we get a level 2 penguin very quickly. Not that it's really that good, I'll say. But, you know, it will definitely be more stats for our team, and it desperately needs it. Because I think, like, every time that I had come to this, it was always like, I just don't have enough stats. Even through the weakness, even through all the chili hits, it just didn't matter. Especially since at this point, I'm kind of locked into only a level 2 toucan, which means it will only give the first 2 units behind chili. And as you can see, we're just rolling down. We're actually looking for the chili, and there we go. We finally find it. We can get it on that bad boy. And now I can position accordingly. The strawberry on the mosquito doesn't matter too much anymore here. Not that it really mattered too much in the beginning. It was just something to get a few extra stats on. And unfortunately, I get weakness on my own toucan, but it doesn't matter. We're still strong enough to beat that guy. And we're definitely going to get melon on our toad, because toad is probably one of the most important units for our build here. And now we can actually position in such a way to get a few more stats. Honestly, it's a bit weird. There's the Octo, though. Octo is going to be really good pickup here, and we'll get rid of Penguin. Penguin is just too small compared to Dragonfly, and Dragonfly still buffs 3 things, so we're going to do that. And then once we actually do get the Octo in, we can immediately get our Toad to level 2 and have Octo being buffed then. So as you can see, we are a little bit in trouble if we don't get our level 2 Toad here, because you can see they had some pretty strong guys, and definitely need it. So now all 3 of the hits from the mosquito will either pop a melon or pepper, or they will apply weakness, and then the chili toucan can pop off. So this is the build that I really, really wanted to get going. Now, it's not that good of a build. Oh, and then Turtle just completely ruins us. But thank goodness we have a level 2 Toad actually putting in some work here. And our Toad is so big there in the back. Yeah, it's almost going to be our biggest unit pretty soon here. It's tied with the mosquito, basically. But it's really funny. This is like a really stupid, funny build that I thought would be a bit more viable than it was, and let's just say that it was not. But I definitely was excited to share this, because, like, oh, look at that. When you hit Scorpion with the mosquito, giving it weakness, oh, that feels so good. So good. And then absolutely tearing up the team with the chili. So honestly, I was pretty excited. I thought it was really funny. And, you know, it worked out, I would say, good enough. Well, we'll go with good enough. It did good enough. And it especially ruins teams that don't use any, what is it? Not equipment. Who don't use any melon or pepper. It works so much better for, like, hurt builds. You would think it wouldn't work better for hurt builds, but they normally run lemon and garlic. So if you can replace that with weakness, you are just going crazy, especially with all the chili hits. Because you want your toucan to be pretty big, and then Octo second, you're doing so much damage with all the hits. It was really, really fun. So try it out for yourself. I don't know how well you'll be able to do with it, because it's not like the best, but as you can see here, we destroy this hurt build, and it was so much fun. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and you know what? Have a wonderful day.